Let's say you're walking down the street
Yeah.
and you get chased by a dog. You're going to run. When you come back from work, you're going to run. But the benefit is different.
But I think
That's
this stuff
Yeah.
excelled the whole day. And for her,
That's exercise.
12 hours. Bring it down. I want both fruit. Bring it down. Madam, brother, you do that for 12 hours. It gets to like the first hour is exercise. By the time we hit like 6 hours, do the 15 minutes. And it will cover me for 24 hours. Yeah. It's good for me. So I think putting back, let's do the exercise, especially in the morning, so that we'll be covered. You are carrying these things. At least the body is strengthened.
Yeah. All right. Hi guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. Today, we are welcoming you to another episode of our podcast, Celebrations. We are talking about the letter E in celebrations. That stands for exercise. And I've got my wonderful panel here today. And as you already know, my name is Nathan. I'm your host for today. I'm going to introduce my panel, and after that, we're going to go into it. We're going to talk about what exercise does for us and why is it important for us to exercise. And also, we are going to debunk some myths that are very popular when it comes to exercise. Next to me here is my brother Frank. Frank, welcome to today's episode.
Thank you, Nathan.
Thanks. And next to Frank is Sister Boatima. Boatima, welcome to today's episode.
Hi, guys.
And next to him, last but not the least, is my brother Daniel. Guys, welcome to today's episode. Before we go into the discussion, I just want to ask you, have you guys heard this saying, no pain, no gain? What are your thoughts when it comes to this in relation to exercise?
I think it is indeed true because you have a lot of muscles in the body, and then for them to grow or for them to become useful, you have to break them apart, and then it builds itself. So there's so many muscles, and especially those that go to the gym. When you go to the gym, what actually happens over time is that anytime you start stretching your muscles or building it, as we do with dumbbells or whatever you'll be doing, what happens is your muscles break apart. And then your body releases something called cytokines. So the cytokines come to repair the muscles and make sure it grows. So the more you do it, the bigger it becomes. So when it's breaking apart, it becomes very painful. And that pain is what we choose to call gain. But also there's another side to it. Let's say I want to exercise my arm, but then I didn't use the proper muscle. And I have another muscle because whilst I was exercising my arm, I didn't position my arm properly. The body will tell the other parts of my body to help with the weight that I'm lifting. And that can cause pain. And that might not be gain because that is not properly exercised. So I think that is what I
think that another side to it is that, yes, it is true that you can argue that you say no pain, no gain, because to some extent, in order for you to benefit from what you're doing, there should be some form of, I'll say, discomfort, right? So even if you're doing, later we think we talk about different types of exercises, like, even if you're doing aerobic exercise, you have to push yourself to a point where you are, a bit uncomfortable. So you need to get to that point in order to feel like your body will get something. So somebody can argue from it. But the other side is that sometimes the pain that you are causing yourself is not gain necessarily because you are eventually hurting yourself. So that's one of the things that I don't remember if we were, there was a time we went to the gym. And then we did some dumbbells, right? For 4 days, man, we are stuck. Stuck in the bed.
And the funny thing was, some of us had not gone there earlier on. And the very first day we went, we were trying to challenge ourselves.
That was the first day we went.
That was the first day. We broke a lot of muscles.
For days.
We broke a lot of muscles.
One of our friends, I think one of them, we started seeing like this discoloration in the urine. Rhabdomyolysis, right?
I was that friend.
Yeah, you were that friend. Yeah. So you see, when you see, so the point being that, yes, you can argue from, like, you have to, exert yourself, feel a bit of discomfort in order to get something. But if you go extreme, you are not helping yourself. You're basically hurting yourself. Yeah.
Right. Thank you for this contribution. Also, there's another myth that says that you have to work out every day to see results. How true is that when it comes to exercise? Do we need to work out every day?
need to work out every day. I think part of exercise, as part of our celebration thing, I think we'll talk about rest as well, right? The muscles need, even for human beings, like you're doing something, you need to rest in order to get the benefits from the exercise. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
In order for you to harness the benefits from the exercise, your body needs to rest. So if you're doing exercise back to back to back without resting, you are not getting it. You are basically hurting yourself.
Yeah.
So you have to exercise, rest, regain, and allow the body to repair so that you get the benefits from it. So I don't think working every day or working out every day is the best thing, personally.
Yeah, and I just wanted to add, I think later on we're going to unpack what consistency looks like with different types of exercise. So with rest, what does that look like? Does that look like Monday exercise, Tuesday rest, Wednesday exercise? So we'll talk about that a little bit maybe later. But yeah.
And also, there is a saying that sometimes people are too old to exercise. So does age really matter when it comes to exercise? You're too old to exercise, so just go and rest. Go sit down somewhere. Does age matter?
I think it matters depending on what kind of exercise you're doing.
Yeah.
You can't be an 80-year-old man trying to lift about 500 kg, no matter how much. Yesterday, I was watching a video of the wrestling actors that we had, Triple H. All these yellow, the guy that was like, he enters and all the lights are off.
The Undertaker.
Undertaker.
Oh.
And right now, Undertaker can't walk. Why? Because apparently he put a lot of strain on their body. And there is this other black guy that used to lift a lot of people.
Yeah, I've seen his
One black TikTok, I think he was like 6'7".
He used to be a bodybuilder.
Bodybuilder. He had, I think he has giantism too. So with that, and then the lifting, now his knees are all messed up.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is that age plays a part, because now Undertaker will probably want to do a lot of dumbbells and stuff, but he can't. Why? Because the body is gotten to a place where he can't be lifting as much weight as he wants. But there is a limit to it. An older person can also do an exercise that will benefit his body one way or the other. There are patients that we have who are bedridden, but every day we go there and we keep stretching just their arm, and then it's beneficial. There's one that is like, because it's not been using the muscle of the leg, there's a bit of atrophy. And then all that we do is you go there and you lift it and then you put it down, and then we kept doing it consistency. We realized that the muscles were building up, and the legs that were smaller now is gaining a little bit of weight. So I think it depends on what kind of exercise you're doing.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Now, so as we have all learned from this myth that we've debunked, what we've learned so far is that no pain, no gain is not always true. Sometimes pain could mean injury. So you have to be careful when it comes to what you're doing. And also, when we talk about you have to work out every day to see results, we need to also understand that your muscles need to rest in order to recover or regain the strength that you have lost during your exercise period. And also, you may be too old to do certain sort of exercise, but within your limit, there is something for you. So exercise is not limited to a particular age. There is something for everyone. And as we are going to go deep into the content for today, we are going to establish why it is important for us to move our bodies. So, Frank, I'll ask you, what are some of the importance of exercise? Why is it important for us to exercise every?
I think there are so many benefits of exercises. Depending on what you are doing. Danny was talking about aerobics. I'm talking about bodybuilding. There are other ones that we do, just flexibility and mobility. There are a lot of exercises, but what I believe is one of the most important part. And these days, I think most of us are focused on building the muscles in gym rather than just doing simple stretches. Like people don't stretch anymore. There is this day I went to work and then somebody was trying to tell me to just bend and do that. Mind you, I thought I was fit, but just
just sounded fine.
that's when I stretch. But just a simple position. I had to put my elbows down like that and then put my head in between my arms.
Was it like a
pain?
plank?
It wasn't a plank. I was standing, so like the table.
Okay.
So I was standing and I had to bend and make my back is supposed to be straight,
Right.
and my elbow is supposed to be like that, and then put my head on the table. I bet you the pain I felt here because I've not been stretching as
the
much
muscles,
as I
yeah.
need. So I think one important of exercise is it keeps our body active, and then the moment you exercise one part and stop the other, that becomes very weak. And so most of the elderly people that we see, sometimes we know their shape is even determined by what kind of exercises they did and what they didn't. So it helps us. It keeps the body in a really good shape, and then it keeps you healthy as well.
I think on the other side, I mean, the benefits of exercise is I mean, it's so many. One of the things that we can get from exercise is that it helps more like it comes. Let me talk about the heart, like, you know. So cardio exercise or like, you know, aerobic exercises. When you're doing it, your heart rate goes like it goes really high. So like your heart rate can hit like 170, but then it comes down to a resting heart rate of like, let's say 70. So when somebody's heart rate, the original like initial resting heart rate is like 95, and the person keeps doing aerobic exercises, over time the muscles of the heart become so strong that it doesn't need to beat 97 times to pump blood in a minute. It needs just 60 times. So the resting heart rate will keep coming down.
But is that a good thing?
Which means that the muscles of the heart is becoming stronger. Not like it's essentially becoming thicker, but becoming stronger.
Yeah.
So when they did research, they were trying to test athletes. Realize you test the heart rates of athletes, most of their heart rates are very low. Some of them even have like 56, 50, but it's normal for them because the heart will beat one like that, and then the blood will get to the feet. But your heart has to beat really fast to get the same amount of blood to your feet, which means that they have a stronger heart because of the exercise they're doing. So that's one of the things that we gain from doing, especially aerobic exercises. You get it builds the strength of your heart, so that your heart can do its work well, pump the blood to where it has to get to, and then you can get all the things you need.
Yeah.
I think briefly, I'm just gonna add mobility, joints, and everything. I think I sort of experienced like a little why is this happening to me moment, because you know when you have to like run for the trains, yeah, and you're going up, but you're not going up by a step, like you're going up by 2 steps. I got to the top and my knee did a little, and I was like, why is that? I hadn't trained. I used to be an athlete, but I hadn't trained for a while, and I haven't been training for a while. So we only think about joints and muscles like that when we are old or when we see old people, but it can actually take effect if you actually pay attention. Yeah.
I think it wears and tears over time. It
Yes.
takes a lot of time to do that. And with exercise, you can prevent that from happening. Yeah, I think the other thing I wanted to put across with exercise is that it makes you happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It improves your mood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It improves your emotions. Yes. Because once you exercise, these nice serotonin and all the endorphins and all of these things are pushing, and you become happy. So somebody will be like, depressed. You feel like happy because you are lying on the bed, you are not feeling really good, you are like, thinking about a lot of stuff.
Go for a run.
Your friends are like, let's go play football. You don't go for a run idea. I want to go for a run.
Remember that outfit they used to have on TV? Yeah, I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah. When you are thinking about sexual thought, go for a run. I don't want to go for any run.
If you have sexual thought, go for a run. And then they take the dog, and the dog will be running.
I was like, yeah, that was a long time ago. Zingaro production. But anyways, it's important, right? It takes your mind off the things that. So a lot of this depression nowadays are all. The reason is because people are not out
Sedentary
there.
lifestyle.
Young people, when we were young, we were never at home.
Yeah.
Playing football, doing pilolo, doing all this stuff. Right?
I see it.
Yeah. Pilolo, those who don't know pilolo. Put it down in the comments. So yeah, doing all of that, you're running around, doing all these things, you are happy.
you are not thinking about killing yourself. You're not thinking about suicide. You want to wake up the next day and
help
go
the
and run
mental.
around.
Yeah.
So it helps out with that as well. Yeah.
One thing that from a medical point of view, there is a condition called sarcopenia, which, according to research, when you get to the age 50, every decade you lose about 5 to 10% of your muscle mass. The best way to prevent that from happening is by training your muscles to be stronger so it doesn't actually degenerate. So exercise is very important. And that's why, as you said, most people in the nursing homes, some of them are not there because of their cognition. Some of them are there because their muscles are weak. They have weak muscles, mobility issues. They need help getting in and out of bed. But they try to get a physiotherapist over there to help them so they can build those muscles that are degenerated and they can then hold some sort of muscle function and be strong. So if you want to avoid nursing home placement when you are older, start now.
But don't you think genes also plays a part? There are some people that are like naturally strong and they're like very fit. There is this guy I saw. I mean, I've been seeing a lot of videos. Like there's this guy I saw on YouTube. That guy is 70 years. But he has like grandkids, but he looks like a 30-year-old. And then they asked him why. He said he exercised a little, but it's because maybe diet and other stuff comes in. But I feel like genes plays a very big role.
Yeah. I think Africans in general, we look a lot more fitter than, because we have the genes. Like most athletes are, like good athletes are dark. But I've seen one of the most strongest type of people are Asians. You see, they do them taekwondo, them morning yoga things that they do. It actually really, really helps. And they can, like, they're physically, they have grit.
Yeah.
And then calisthenics, most of them are like
Very strong. You go to work with them, do 12-hour shift with them.
Yeah, they're still going.
By the time about ending, you are dying. You realize, this guy is strong.
Yeah.
And there's a park next to my house. Every morning, 6 o'clock, whether rain or shine, you see these old Asian ladies doing this on the park.
As if they're calling someone.
All the black people are going to work. Going to morning.
So I feel like Africans on the outside
look
strong.
Exactly.
But inside, no.
There's another part that I just wanted us to look at now. We're going to look at the importance of exercise when it comes to certain age groups. Now, pregnant women, what benefits do they get from exercise? Remember, there's this type of thing that they're doing in most hospitals where when a woman is about to go into labor, they advise them to do some pelvic floor exercises to get their pelvic floor stronger so that when it comes to their time of labor, they can push up. Now, the question I always ask myself is, why do you have to wait till then?
Right.
Why can't you start now? And I actually look at myself, for example, and I think one of the reasons why...
But you don't need pelvic floors.
No.
We need.
We do.
You don't.
We do.
We're talking about pregnant women.
Yes,
Fine, we'll get there. We do. I have been.
We do, but
It's very important.
What do you guys need pelvic?
You said, no, hold on. You said pregnant women.
Yes, but I'm using myself as an example for a statement that...
Okay.
I think I don't get the time to exercise a lot because I'm preoccupied with other things.
Yeah.
What are some of the excuses that people give to avoid exercise? And how can we actually
jump
avoid
from
that?
the pregnant woman?
Wait. And then because when we get to some of the excuses, then we can understand why people would actually wait till they are actually in the face of needing that exercise before they do it.
Cool.
Well, I think it's comfort. Nobody wants to be in pain. Like if you think about it, if we tell you to choose, let's say if you get let's say God descends and gives you a choice. you can be fit without exercising and not going through any pain, or choose to go through pain just so you stay fit? What would you choose?
No pain, no gain.
I'll be eating chicken and stuff like that.
So I think it's comfort. I realized that there was a time I got too comfortable. Even squatting was difficult.
Hey, my brother.
And mind you, I'm not
My
70
brother.
years old. Like,
My brother.
squatting was difficult. But mind you, when we used to go out and find time to play, like the more you do it, the less the pain is.
Yeah.
I remember when we used to play a lot of, like, we used to play soccer most of the times. We didn't have to feel the pain that we do. But now that we are occupied by working and that stuff, now even stretching becomes so difficult. So for me to go stretch and feel the pain, I'd rather stay and have the comfort that I have now, thinking that I might have it for the rest of my life. But the other side is that you don't have it for the rest of your life. So I think comfort is one thing that makes us stay back and not want to exercise.
So in saying that, can we say most women are comfortable that they don't want to exercise until it gets to the time that they need pelvic floors?
Oh, okay. I don't think that one is comfortability. I think it's more priority. Because young ladies now, or even most ladies, are concerned about what their physical appearance look like, like the way they look. And so they're more, we're going to the gym just to build the glutes and the hips and the so that the back looks cinched.
No one sees their pelvic floors.
No one sees the pelvic floors. That's the problem. Yeah. And so, I mean, I don't think I ever thought about it unless I was like in uni per se, because I'm a medical student. The only time you hear about pelvic anything is studies. However, you won't hear about it.
And maybe lack of knowledge probably is, because most of these people are not educated.
I think
That true.
the big part is what you said earlier on. It is, we say it, my guy, it's not easy.
It's not.
To wake up every morning. Pelvic floor exercises, it's like you can do it in the comfort of your home, right? But then other types of exercises that you have to wake up and you have to go into the gym.
6 o'clock.
It's not easy.
In
Don't
winter.
you think it's very niche, like the topic itself, like pelvic floor muscles and exercises?
But for the men, we talk about men.
Mostly because I was thinking about like our mothers that grew up in Ghana.
Yeah.
They never actually had problems. Well, I don't see them having much problems with like birthing and delivery because they actually do hard work.
They were active.
They were active.
I think
right from like
young
birth.
age,
Yeah.
like teenage years,
Yeah.
they start being active.
Yeah. There's no such thing as a sedentary lifestyle in a
Most of their
typical
lives.
Ghanaian woman. And so I think to bring up the topic, pelvic floor exercise is a bit niche in our type of culture setting. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'll say that, something like, we think it's like they look strong, they're able to give birth easily, all of that stuff, right? But that's not the only importance of that particular exercise. Most of the Ghanaian women, when they are like in their 70s, when they get to menopause, they develop what we call pelvic organ prolapse. So like the uterus more like descends down because they have not exercised the pelvic floor
To keep it in.
to keep things in. So after birthing, like they give birth to a lot of kids, right? 7, 8, you can see that sometimes the uterus will prolapse, it'll come out because they've not been exercising it. So you might be strong out, you might have like strong muscles, be able to walk, but still you still have that problem, which comes down to the point that idea that they don't know about it. They had no knowledge. They had no knowledge about these things. So they didn't know that they had to exercise that and that there was something they could have done to prevent some of these things from happening.
And do you think if they knew, they would have still done it? Because they know about other exercises. Do we see them doing it?
They don't do. Generally, black women,
Generally,
black women don't
And
exercise.
Look at our culture and how we dress. You know, I mentioned Thomas because we realize how many African women
Yeah.
you see are dressed as fit as the Asians?
Yes.
Africans, our culture tell the women to put on skirts and kaba and slits and put on the wrap thing. They don't run with wrap.
Yeah.
And even when they decided to accept all these sneakers and the stretch,
Yeah.
you wear the stretch and you put the wrap
yes.
around it.
Yeah.
How are you gonna run with wrap?
You can't.
So that and then to
cultural
them,
thing.
it doesn't make sense that you'll be running as a woman.
And then
When the young girls are doing it, ask the older people what they think about it. They think it's going to make you too tough.
it will make you hard.
It will make you too tough.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this? No, it's not necessary. But I think if
maybe-
they were to know what the importance of it, they'll probably. But I don't know how to communicate that to an African
And
woman.
I think culturally, it's also something because generally we're talking about blacks now, like we think, but Africans generally we see people who are like put on weight as a good thing,
Yeah.
right?
It's
So
beautiful.
it's beautiful. You
Quite
put on.
thick.
You put on good weight, put on weight. Oh, you're looking good. Hey, nowadays
If
your
you lose
husband is
weight,
taking
you are
care
sick.
of you. He's giving you
Life
money.
is good.
Life is
LG.
good. LG. I'm looking fat. You go so like in Africa, like, oh, you look fat. It's good thing.
It's good.
Yeah.
You don't tell you look lean. They're like
But there are differences.
nowadays.
No. There are differences in
Oh,
fat.
no, we have the
If you
bolo.
say you are thick, it's fine. But if you say you're bolo, that's
Bolo is different.
the tree.
Bolo's a
No,
different
bolo
level.
is fine.
Yeah, but I think now things have changed.
Yeah.
And now
Yeah.
people understand that looking, the normal way, keeping your normal, it looks nicer. Now people appreciate that. At first, it wasn't as much. People preferred.
But even with that, the older woman would want to look thicker than slim.
Yes.
Have you realized that?
Yeah.
If their daughters get married, they're expecting that when you give birth, they'll come and do all these soup,
Yeah.
all these herbal soup. And I'm like, what do you need? What's it? You make the soup, the blow so big, and I'm like, yeah. but sometimes I think about it.
Yeah.
Imagine when God was creating, do you think he created Eve as a very lean woman? I don't think so. Eve will be very thick. A lot of sand. Why is it not create a small woman? Create a very thick. So I think sometimes they may be right. You look at woman and then they're too thick. God will be like, okay, fine. Let me create some lean.
Papa
smooth
Chua,
and gentle with no. Get a very thick woman. That's what Adam said. This is
Adam sounds like, oh wow.
yes, this is the bone of my bone, the flesh of my flesh. If there was no flesh, it would only remain in the bone of my bone. There was flesh. There was flesh.
But altogether, I think there was an article that I read, and then the publishers were trying to say that when women actually exercise, there's so much benefit in exercise for women than men. And when you compare the effect of exercise, men actually need to work twice as hard to get the same effects that a woman would get from the same level of exercise. So, women, it's very important for you guys to exercise. Now, one thing that I was thinking about this the other day, and then you realize that when you are older, 6 packs wouldn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Because when you are older, the most important thing that you'll be thinking about will be mobility.
Yeah.
But most people, when it comes to training, they want 6 packs, they want big upper body, and then they leave the lower bodies and all of that. And then
Yes, and then they look like triangle up.
Forget the leg day. Forget the leg day.
It looks so weird to me.
Because they wear a big trouser anyway. But then when you wear the t-shirt, you wear the skinny legs, and the t-shirt, you gotta show some arms.
my dear, leg day is the most painful thing.
It
After
is.
you're done, you cannot walk for days.
tough.
It's tough.
It
That's
is.
why people
Yeah.
don't do it,
It's okay, but
as you grow older, I think exercise is very important because one thing that most people may not have the opportunity to do will be to play with their younger grandkids. Those kids are very active, they're running around. If you don't have good mobility, if you've not trained yourself, how are you going to run after these kids when they are your grandkids when they are younger? So it's if you want to be an active grandfather, active grandmother in those times to come, if you want to be able to go shopping and be able to, go up the stairs, push your own trolley and get
The
your own
stairs
shopping
thing.
home.
The stairs thing, I usually saw the old women walking downstairs and it was difficult, but I never experienced it until I went to this vacation with an 80-year-old woman. And it was just like what, 6 and then 6, 12. Bro, the woman had to lean on the wall. And all I was thinking about is, so if I'm 80, I'll probably be doing this. Because while we were going up the stairs, I just jumped it 4, and I'm there. And the old lady,
She used to do that.
she used to do that. And all that I was thinking about that time was, there's coming a time where I can't jump these thrusters. That gave me more vim to do it now. I jumped 5, and I'm up. I felt good about myself. But thinking about it, at some point I probably can't jump 1, and I have to lean on the wall. And then you need a handrail.
Yeah.
Now, most of us don't use handrail.
No, we don't.
But you get to old or 80 years,
We don't see the point
that's
of
the
it.
point of handrail. Like, but now they need it. We got there and it was like, oh, why didn't you rent a flat house? And in my head, I didn't even think about that. We are looking for a house that is beautiful, so we got a duplex.
Yeah.
But then she had to climb the stairs and go up. And I realized not everybody is as fit as I thought. And in the old people, that's one of their biggest problems, to climb the stairs. And now it's very easy. So I think what you're saying is true. For us to be able to get to that point and still feel good about climbing stairs as we do now, you have to start working on it.
I think it will get to a point where some of us will buy big houses and they will put a bed in downstairs for us
Granny flats.
because you can't go up.
Can't go up.
You have to sleep downstairs.
Stuck down there.
That's right.
Now let's talk about high intensity interval training.
Yeah.
All right, Danny, what's high intensity interval training?
So
And what's the
I think
benefit?
initially we were talking about types of exercises.
Yeah.
We just, mentioned them, but like we have aerobic exercises, we have strength or strengthening exercises, and then we have what we call flexibility exercises. So these are like, you can group them in that way. So the flexibility are looking at, stretching your muscles, those kind of things. Yeah. The strengthening exercises are the, lifting weights, those kind of stuff. And then the aerobics are the ones that we do to exert yourself. My research have seen, through research, realized that the best way to do these exercises is through what we call the high intensity interval training. So the main idea, and it really works for especially aerobic exercises. So what you do is that the high intensity means that you exert yourself within a span of a short time, and then you have an interval where you rest, and then you do that as in a cycle. So there was a Chinese athletic team that did that around the 90s. They went for Olympic Games and they had an edge over the other competitors because they were doing this. Yeah. And what they do is, if you are running, normally people go for jogging and they would just run, like they jog for 30 minutes or something like that. They've seen that the best way to do it is not jogging straight through, like doing it for 30 minutes. It strains your muscles. It puts a lot of stress on your heart because your heart is beating all the way through. Yeah. The best way is you have to exert, then you have to rest. And this rest is an active rest. So for example, you want to exercise for, let's say, 15 minutes. You exert for 30 seconds, you rest for 90 seconds. You exert for 30 seconds, you rest for 90 seconds for 6 to 7 cycles. That is enough to cover you for 24 hours. Just that. And when you start, you realize that after, and I mean exert yourself. So you're running, sprint, or you're climbing, run up the mountain in 30 seconds. And then you do active rest, which means you can walk briskly for the next 90 seconds. Then you run again for 30, you rest 90. You do that. By the time you do like 2 or 3, it seems like your heart is like
coming out of you.
But the reason being that the reason behind is that whenever you are exerting yourself, you learn about glycolysis and Krebs cycle in school, right? So this Krebs cycle and glycolysis thing, the glycolysis is what happens. It's more like the fast it happens when the body is in active exercise. When you don't have enough oxygen, it goes through glycolysis and you produce what we call pyruvates. Remember those stuff we used to do during the time. That was a long time ago, right? But during the times when you are resting, the build-up pyruvates, which eventually will turn to lactic acid, right? It comes back and then goes into the Krebs cycle and then eventually now produce a lot of energy for you. So the resting phase is very important because you are now mopping up all the lactic acid and everything. So when you do that, you don't get muscle cramps. Yes. When you're doing this type of exercise, you never get muscle cramps. And then it allows your heart to also rest. and then get you back in it. And they realize that it's one of the best ways to do exercise. So when you are running, do it that way. If you are doing cycling, do it that way. Whatever you are trying to do it with this high intensity interval, and then you go with the cycles, because it allows your body to more like exert, rest, and then it really helps your heart. Yeah.
So,
really good.
what age range would you recommend this to? Because,
Everyone.
like, for these old people that we're talking about, walking 2 minutes, it's high intensity for
Yeah.
all them.
So
So,
then they would walk 2 minutes and sit.
So what
You can't
for everyone
For her, sitting is even a job. I mean, to sit and sit.
How am I gonna get up?
Yeah.
so you can't sit.
Now they have to sit and then sit straight. So, and then think of how to stand up.
so for all it works for all ages.
Right.
So for like young people like us, we can be running or sprinting. Sprinting, then you do active rest. Then you sprint, you do active rest, like that. For older people, they can do brisk walking. I'm talking about middle age, 60.
Right.
You can do brisk walking,
Then
then slow walking, brisk walking, slow walking.
90 years.
90 years, they can do just walking if they have to just do
walk,
walking.
stand.
Then stand
Walk,
there.
rest,
Sit.
walk. Yeah, they do that. But one of the things, let me put this across. When you start doing that, this is how you measure how like your how do you call it your progress.
Yeah.
You see that your resting period will be shortening.
Shorter. Yeah.
So you think you can get back after 90 seconds. You won't. You do that 30 seconds, you do the 90 seconds, you are still dying, trying to do the next one. By the time you go like 3 cycles, like, you do like 30, you rest for like 5 minutes.
Yeah. And then go
But you keep doing it. You realize that maybe you start with 30 seconds, you rest for like 5 minutes. The next time we come to like 3 minutes. The next time you're coming down to a point where you can do 30 seconds, you rest for like 30 seconds and you feel good.
Yeah.
Because now your body, your heart is strong enough that
You're getting used to that.
you are getting better. So everyone can do it. The other thing is for old people is trampoline.
Yeah.
And trampoline, the one that we stand on it, it's good. It's really good for old people. You don't need to run.
Just
You don't just jump. Just stand on it.
Risk assessment. We have to assess the risk to
No.
getting an old person jumping.
It's
is
not
also
jumping. They are not supposed to
It's just the
bouncing.
buoyancy thing.
Okay.
The main
bouncing.
idea is supposed just for him. You can just stand and then start with that
Okay.
Yeah.
and try to balance yourself. And some of the trampolines they come with handles where you can hold
Yeah,
onto them.
yeah, okay, that would help.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then you just be standing on one just at a point. Because what I've seen is that when you're doing that, all your cells are moving. All your cells. The cells in your everything is moving. And it's really good, especially for old people. Because it basically exercises every part of your body.
Yeah.
So if you can't run,
You can jump.
you can jump on
the
a trampoline and do that. And it can. So everyone, if you can do this high intensity interval training, I think it would be really good for us.
Right. Well, anyone has any comments to add, because we're wrapping up very soon?
Yeah, I just wanted to add this discussion because as we talk about high intensity stuff, like, yeah, it's great, but you need time. You need to dedicate like some time to do that. Now, I heard this analogy like ages ago, and it's the same train like analogy where you run for the train, like high intensity, and you think that's it for the day. The hormones that are released during that run is very different to when you are back from work, going to a walk or running. It's two different hormones. One is stress hormones and one is good hormones.
Okay.
So can we talk about other things that make us normalize exercises within our days, and how we're going to take steps to make time for these exercises?
I think when you ask someone how many steps have you taken
Yeah.
today, they check their time watch and they're like, oh, I've done 10,000 steps
Yeah.
today. But you did that 10,000 steps at work.
Exactly.
You're not exercising.
Yes.
At work, you are under a lot of stress.
Exactly.
Your body is not releasing any endorphins. It's only adrenaline that's being released. And that is not a good hormone. That's a stress hormone.
Yeah.
So in as much as you take 10,000 steps at work, when you come back home after you've had your shower, you've had a bit of something to eat, still make time to exercise. Because like the train thing that you're doing, when you're running for a train,
That's
it's
like-
a stressful
That's
situation.
like straight cortisols. Like
Yeah,
a lot.
you're getting a
At
lot
once.
of stress hormones as compared to someone who is actually relaxed in a calm environment, no pressure, exercising.
yes.
So after work,
Do
you still need to
do
exercise.
you have like any research to back this?
Yeah.
'Cause what I think is it could be true. It is true. But I also think that the brain sends a lot of information to your body when it needs to exert a force. Even if you have to open a door, your brain will send it to your body part it sends you energy to do that. So if I'm gonna run, the same thing happens in the system. Maybe I get your point. Your point is when you are stressed, there are different hormones that releases. But those hormones releasing, there is also another hormone that is releasing to give you the energy to also do the
Hold
thing
on.
that you do. So where is that? Where do we create the differences? So
Let me
let's
tell
say
you.
we're talking about endorphins.
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Let's say you're walking down the street
Yeah.
and you get chased by a dog. You're going to run. When you come back from work, you're going to run. It's the same activity.
Yeah.
Different benefits.
When you sense danger, your body sends signals to your legs, your spine, everything to run. The signal is there. But the benefit from that running
It's different from
is different
when
from
you choose to
when you
run.
choose to do it yourself.
Okay.
When a dog is chasing you, it's not a fun run.
It's a survival run.
It's a survival run. It's a fight or flight kind of situation. You know, so that the activity is the same, but the benefit is different.
But I think
That's-
the reason why I'm dragging this a little bit is no matter what, even if the stress hormones are released,
Like you get something from it.
you still get something from it.
I mean,
You
it's
burn
not
calories.
You don't get
You burn
anything.
calories.
It's not like you don't get anything. But I think the whole point is some people, because you see a lot of these people come to the hospital like, oh, do you do exercise? Oh yeah, in my work
Yeah,
like
work a
he
lot.
describes the work as
The exercise that
Exercise.
you do for the day.
because in Ghana, this woman will tell you that you carry
Yes.
this stuff
Yeah.
sell
Quite cheap.
the whole day, and for her
That's exercise.
it's exercise. She gets something from it. Yes,
Yeah.
it's not sedentary, great, but because she's not doing it purposefully,
Yes.
she doesn't get the entire benefits that somebody who is doing 30 minutes exercise every day is getting, in spite of the fact that this woman is going around 12 hours a day.
Walking around,
Because-
the activity is the same.
Right? Because he's exerting herself, it gets to a point that we're talking about no pain, no gain. You carry this, have you seen some of those women? Carry this in KDT, that thing, some of them is heavy.
Yeah.
Carry it,
Carry
12 hours. Bring it down. I want both fruits. I want both fruits. Bring it down. Madam, brother, you do that for 12 hours. It gets to like the first hour is exercise. By the time we hit like 6 hours, the body is like trying to. It's now
But surviving.
surviving.
But I think
Right?
the difference is between those that exercise and those that don't. You can see the stress from their faces. You realize that somebody goes for a chima for 2 hours, somebody exercises for 2 hours. Their face
Is different, right? So
Yeah,
it tells
makes
you
sense,
that-
it makes sense.
exactly. So
Look at it from
the
that point, yeah.
purpose is also important. Like I'm going to exercise because if you're saying you cannot kill yourself,
Yeah.
even if you are exercising the normal exercise, you exercise straight for 6 hours, you will be dead. Right? You will be dead. Like 6 hours straight. So if you are working, carrying this stuff, it's not exercise.
Yeah.
You are surviving, my dear. And then at the end, so I want to go back to what the Kia was saying, that in spite of, like, it doesn't matter the kind of job you're doing. It's better to, the best time to exercise actually in the morning. It's good because it gets your body in a state for the day. Like this high intensity interval I was talking about, it's good to do in the morning. I call it, there's this one woman, what she's an Australian
Barbara.
Barbara O'Neill.
Yeah.
She was talking about this. No, she was saying that when you do this high intensity interval in the morning, especially in the morning, you just need to do 6 cycles, which will last you like 15 minutes. It will cover you for the entire 24 hours. Entire 24 hours. Just do 15 minutes. So he calls it exercise for busy people. 15 minutes exercise for busy people. So if you are busy, do that 15 minutes. I don't have time to go and run for 3 hours. But I can do the 15 minutes and it will cover me for 24 hours.
Yeah.
It's good for me. So I think putting back, let's do the exercise especially in the morning so that we'll be covered. You are carrying these things. At least the body is strengthened for the day.
yeah. All right. Thank you for all your input. I'll take any final comments or final remarks, and then we'll bring our discussion to an end. If anyone has anything they would like to throw in before we go.
I think we shouldn't focus more on. I'm talking to the youth. A lot of people want to do the strength and leave the aerobics.
The stretching.
And the stretching, the mobility, the flexibility. A lot of people want to just do the strength because we are thinking of how we look now. But the sad part to it is people that only did the strength and didn't do aerobics. We have a lot of evidence.
Examples, yeah.
Schwarzenegger, Arnold, you can see them right now because they didn't work on their hearts or whatever. There are other stuff that they were supposed to add to the strength that they didn't, and now you can see that they are very weak. And all that they are doing. There's this other guy, Coleman. Coleman was a heavy lifter. Coleman now is in wheelchair.
Yeah,
Why? Because Coleman is a black guy, a bald black guy like that. He's in wheelchair now because all that he did was strength.
They put so much stress on there.
So much stress on the legs,
On the joints,
on the hips, on the joints. Now he's in wheelchair. He has to. Anytime they call him, people have to carry him. But this guy thought he was exercising. So I think we, as much as we want to do the gym and look good, we should also focus on aerobics. We should also focus on mobility, flexibility, stretching, and all of that to help balance our body system to also be very healthy. That's what I think I can.
Thank you.
To add, I don't think we expanded much on the ladies, like what exercises are there? What can you do? For pregnant women, don't do anything that is too high intensity. Like, for example, we say pelvic floor muscles and exercises. Do something within the range of swimming.
Kegels.
Yeah. They even say yoga is good, but sometimes it stretches you to the limit a little bit. So anything that puts strain like that. refrain from it. CrossFit is very good. Even though it's high intensity, if you used to do it before, it actually works well. And the nurses do recommend for pregnant women. And so I think that's a little bit.
A lot of pregnant women in my CrossFit gym.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
the women are stronger than me. If you see those women, they are stronger than me. Their kids are stronger than me.
I mean, the thing that they carry is like a watermelon anyway. So you try carry that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. You
Well,
get the picture.
All right.
But yeah.
Thank you.
I think that what I will add is just as my brother was saying, talking about the youth nowadays focusing, because now it's become like I think
Like
the
a fashion.
fashion going to
Everybody wanna
like
be
muscle, like buff, and then you after training you take a picture, put it on Instagram. It's good, but we have to learn to also how do I say, do the aerobics, the ones that are going to be beneficial to us. See all these Asian people, they don't look buff.
Yeah.
But they're very strong.
With it.
Yes, the Japanese man can live to 100 years and be walking around doing his own thing. He doesn't have any muscles, doesn't have any buff, he doesn't have any six packs, nothing like that. Let's focus on the engine. The engine is more important than the body. You can do all the body works, all the stuff. If you spark the car, it's not going. The car is not going. So let's focus on the engine so that we will get the benefits from it. The other thing is that going back to our nutrition thing, some people do the exercise,
Still
they'll
can-
go and they'll put it in. They finish. The exercise, they go and sit at the bar and they drink and they eat and you're not getting anything. So exercise without the dieting and all of that, it's nothing. So you do that, you make sure you're taking care of your diet, doing all those, and then you can get the benefits from it.
All right. Well, this brings us to the end of our discussion on exercise. I hope you really enjoyed our discussion. If you have any comments, any questions, any contributions, please put on our comment section. And if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, please go and subscribe to the channel and also hit the notification button. So when we upload our next video, you can get the notification. Until we see you again next time, have a blessed time. Bye.